get to them at the end. If you want to come off mute now, you can also do that. Do your events and activities module. I want to. This is by far the easiest module that you guys will have to implement. And like I said, I'm going to record this as well, and you can find that in your Monday. All right, so getting started in events and activities, we are going to go into the setup tab. With our setup tab, the first one here is going to be the general. And you're going to see here in the summary, we'll also see this in your training. You'll also see this in incident documentation. What this is used for is if you want to track each event, you want to either pay them like a pay rate or a point total or a stipend, you would want to make sure this guy is then enabled. If that is not something you guys tend to use, you can also just off. That if you did not want 8 o'clock in here, you can always make it and just change that time here. And then last but not least is your inactive time. By default, it is at 5. I changed this one to 10. What this basically does, if you come to put a train, sorry, if you come to put an event in, after 10 minutes of an activity, it will bump you out of that event. It just means that if you are not wiggling that mouse moving about, it will then remove you from it. Again, I like to bump that up a little bit just because 5 minutes is just way too quick, does not give you enough time. And if you did not save your progress, then it would automatically remove everything you've already done. So again, 10 is usually a good rule of thumb, or 15. Coming down underneath notifications, our first notification here is send notification to assigned users. When you are ready to start using this and you're ready to go live, I would highly recommend turning this guy on. What this is going to do is anytime you create an event and assign participants, it will send them a notification, let them know that they've been assigned to an event. The next one down, enable notification for event creator. I find this one kind of silly. I would always recommend leaving this off. What this does is if it is enabled on and you create an event, it will then send you a notification letting you know that you created an event. And the last one down here is an only future events, another great tool to have on here. This just means if you're coming to put a record in an event that you've already done and that is already passed, it will make sure that no emails will go out. It will only go for future. We then have down here a send a daily digest to selected users of all activities and events. You have the ability to start typing, so you can add a name in here. I'm just going to click on a letter notification. What this is going to do is you would come down here and want to have a digest out. So if there is an event that is happening, or a training or an inspection, it will send you an email letting you know that that is going to be happening on that day. So it will go out to you every day, and it just lists out anything that's going on within First Due that you've selected. The event reminder, another great one I have on here. If you click on the reminder toggle, you will then see that you can change the hours before the event. So I've seen a lot of times popular is usually 2 hours. I've also seen 5, and I've seen 24 and 12. Completely up to you. If this is something you do want, this is going to be an area that you will eventually circle back around to. Reason being is when you come into your site originally, you probably will not have any event types. So what this is going to say is that whatever event type I choose is what that reminder is going to do. So if I said anytime we do an event standby, I want to be reminded, we have to make sure it's toggled on here. So as you're coming in and you're creating your new event types, you just want to make sure you circle back around to this notification area and select the different event types that you want to be reminded on. If you're any progress changes in here, you're going to want to make sure you hit that save button. The next tab here is daily log. We will be going over what a daily log is. So if you would like to have a daily log emailed to you, the next, so just again in this nice beautiful box, click in there, and you can start typing a name, and that email will go to them. If we were to come in and do any logging today, that email will be sent the next day. program is program. As you see, I did put some in here just for some example purposes. It is completely optional. So what is the program? To link like event types together so that way you can pull them out. So a good example, for example, maybe the school visits or anything you might be doing, you can lump those different pull all those event types into. So again, programs are very optional. There's many different ways to pull reports, but it's really just for grouping and pulling these reports out for different types. To type in important some event types in here. Again, I just came in whatever you want with these. These are just some examples I threw out there often. So when you go into create, you have a drop down field. But then you'll also have an ability to what the event type. We're going to click on the add. And as you see here, we're just going to put in a name and then a short code. Your short code can be anything you want. It can be up to 8 characters long. You ever use or see the short code again. This is really for the developers in the back end. You also see here color wheel. So what this color wheel is going to do for you is when you go into your activity log on your calendar view, if you chose a color, it will actually show you an example of that then when we get to that part. And then that beautiful program option if you want to, so you can get back to the program. And in your notes box, that's likely pull those notes right into that event. Once you're done doing that, you're just going to create. And you have to create if you want to delete anything in here. Is checklist. I always say keep it very open-minded with the checklist because there's so many different ways you can use this. So for you may know, important. So maybe you need to know, who is super. So in here, and you can populate checklist and in the checklist option here, you build out did you want bullets? So it's like a lot of different ways. So again, I say keep it in mind. It is a pretty cool tool. And our last tab underneath that templates. It's exactly what it is. So if there's an event that you do pretty regularly, like let's say, for example, meetings, we can come in here and we can create a shell of an event. So basically, just title the name and give it an event name. Personally, the template name and event name to me are always just the same. So if I was to come in here and build this out, I would say football game. And then I that guy right there because this is the name of my shell. This is also the event name. Then we choose an event type. So it might be our event standby, and I can also choose some of the that shows them later. You can again choose now or choose it later, as well as your shows. You will notice here we have a require status update. We'll go a little bit more in depth in that when we get into the event. But what this is going to do is when toggled on, it will require that someone comes in and completes important information on that event. Again, your notes section here, I could pop in a note. So this is a note, as well as any attachment. So I'm going to come in here and give let's see what we got. I'll spare you guys the eagles today. I'm a little disappointed with them. So we'll give you a raccoon. Now when I hit create, just to show you what this does for you, is over on the left-hand side, we're going to go to event list. I'm going to click on add from template. I'm going to choose that template I created. And as you see here, it just pre-fills my information. So anything I put in there will just automatically pre-fill for you. So the only thing you would need to do then at this time would be your start date, your end date, your participants, and any other important information you want to get out of this. I'll delete that out of there. Any questions about the setup tab? I don't see anything in chat either, so I just wanted to make sure before I move on. All right. We're going to start from the top now and work our way down. So activity log. And just because I like to see what's happened in the past and the future. So I like to come here. You will also notice that this is going to get very, very noisy because all of your modules will feed into this area. If you need to quiet it down a little bit, if you click on your module here, what is actually so maybe only events, training, inspections, and assets. If you click on the search view, for you then it's going to be a sticky view. If I go to my messaging or my training, I come back, it's always, this is person-to-person user users, so anybody basically what and then when you log in, you only see what's assigned to you. Looking here, just want to show you, as you see this box here at green borderline, that is what the event type color is going to do for you. It's going to give you that border. Reminder here, it's this guy. Go a color around. From here, I'll also click on any of these boxes and create an event. And then coming up top, we're going to go to daily view. Daily view is going to give you on for that day. So right now I'm in the first. So if I go over to 7th, I can see everything that's happening on the 7th. There's something kind of cool here that I like to point out. I'm going to go back to the first. There is a print button right here. If you click the print, you can choose the different modules you want for and hit print again. Look at you. So it's going to give your logo here, but it's going to show you all of your modules and exactly what you did that day in those modules. I personally really like this view. So again, you can see here's your assets, you had your incidents, and then any other information. And that is just this guy right here underneath the daily. And just like you saw on your calendar, we have a create new event and add from template. Also pretty cool. You can choose different custom periods. And again, you can say, hey, show me everything that Station 1 has done, and hit search. And it'll pull in all those modules for Station 1. Spreadsheet from here as well. So if I was to reset, it would bring everything else in. So personnel, if you're like, hey, I need to really see, what Ben's been up to. To create a new event from here or add from event list. So here we're going to see we have an active and archived. Active just means time that happened. But once I do, it will go over into the archive. Your title. So what was this? This was good. This is what I mean. It's really depending on how narrow or broad And these are all reportable fields in our custom, and there's different criteria you can have reports. If you do not tool this only, what will happen? Please, if I toggle this, it will remain incomplete in the upper right hand corner. The main reason this is used typically is if you have a checklist. So if you went out, you did an event, and there was information you need to gather for that event, and there's a checklist attached to this, you would probably have this require status update one. That way someone is then obligated to come in, update that checklist, and then it can hit complete. But if not, you let nature force complete itself after the date and time. Template. So if I said, hey, this is a football game, my gosh. And it was there, and it was station field sports installation. You can come in here and also add your time. I can and my auto time here will automatically fill in at 8 o'clock. But again, I can change that from here. We can make this an all-day event. I can also make this recurrent. I can come in and say, hey, this is going to happen monthly, and it's going to be every Monday, and it's the first Monday of the month. If it's not going to have an end date, however, if there is going to be an end date, then you want to make sure you bump this out, because what this is going to do between these two dates. So if this is something that needs to reoccur monthly, you just want to make sure you are changing this guide. Ability to put an event attendee, so you know how many kids or adults, you can add that information here. Your notes section as well, put any notes in here, and any attachments that you want to add. Coming up to the top, we now have participants, so we're going to come in here. We have two different options. We can first assign users, so if I click the add, we have this awesome filtering capability in here where you can do it by your calendar or your schedule. My apologies. Or you can even narrow it down by rank, you can do it by qualifiers, or you can just come down and also pick or start typing in. The other ability you're going to see here is sign up eligible. What this is going to do is if you hit sign up eligible and you do hit the save button, it is going to send an email to everybody in your personnel, letting them know there's an event out there to sign up. If you do use sign up eligible as an admin, you can come in here then, and there's going to be an option and say accept decline. So maybe you have an event, you only really need 10 people, but 20 signed up. You could decline those extras and accept the 10 that you want. We also have the ability to do sign up eligible, but still make and require someone to be there. I'm just going to add a few more people. We're going to do assign. So the last tab here, again, completely optional. I'm not sure if you're going to use this or not, but I like to showcase it just in case, is the payroll summary. This is where I can come in and I can either bulk update everybody by clicking update. And in here, it's going to ask the field. So I'm going to say stipend and then continue. And everybody for doing this event got $10. Or I can go one by one, click the pencil and choose a point total if you're doing points, or you can even do a pay rate. There is a report that I will show you then that you can pull this data out if again that you want to use. And then from here, you can hit save, close, or save the template. Any questions so far, guys? Awesome. All right. Moving along. Daily log. So again, daily log could be like a journaling or a pass down saying, hey, like shift A went and did this, and I might need to come in and see what exactly shift A did. So if this is something you're interested in, you would click on the add daily log here. Again, your date and time. You can even come in here and add events if you wanted to, event types, activity types if you wanted to, your apparatus, fire station shifts, all optional. You can also add your users. Here, say, let's pick it on shift day. So I come in here, say, oh, my shift day. And then now what I can do is start my journaling. So I can say at 8 o'clock, we got coffee. Hit save. I can go about my business. Back into my daily log. I can click on my pencil here and I can keep the guy going. So I can say, now it's 10 o'clock, we had saved, and go back to business. Also come in, continue adding new notes. You'll see we have some food. So if you want to say, hey, show me, maybe a particular activity type or user, you can also note down, as well as then that into an Excel spreadsheet. We also have the ability to create filter views. So if you want to come in here, hey, only need to see maybe station 1, I can click a view and I can create a station or shift. So that way you can create everybody stuff, only the people that are important to you. Basically, who touched it and what they did. Department don't see my name in here. However, going forward, if you guys do anything, it will show the modified looks. But as you can see, we have one daily log. There was a oodles and noodles of people added to it. So what this does is it breaks it down by personnel. So but you have your ability to do filtering, create new views, or also pull that into an Excel spreadsheet. Up here is this log. This is going to show some done or changed in the module itself. So as you can see, again, Ninja, what you guys would show up in here, and anytime something has been done or changed. And that, my friends, is events and activities. That's it. Any questions at all? I don't see anything. You guys can come
Can you show us, can you show us where to build out the activity?
Yeah. So activity types is going to be personnel and setup. We like to keep you guys on your toes. And then it's going to be activity types here.
Let's see. And then do you have standard templates that other departments have been using that you can just upload to us and then we can delete what we don't want? That's going to make our lives
for
really easy.
I don't know if you got to see them. Let me go.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't for activity types, but I do for event types. So I can go in there and pop them in there for you guys.
I'm good with it if everybody else is, but that makes our life easier, or at least mine easier. And I can just delete what I don't want. But
yeah, delete, edit, whatever you want to do with
yes.
it. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you guys got it. No problem. If you can pop your department's names in the chat for me, that way I can grab it then when we get off this call, and I'll go in there and I'll load them in for you guys.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir. That helps out. I'll just pull agencies too.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, no
choice.
This is the only thing I don't have like straight out of the gate templates because they're all so different. But the event types, I could definitely put them in there. The ones that you see in here right now are my common ones I see, and that's what I usually will put in there. So no problem. Any other questions? Guys? Well, thank you so much for your time. Like I said, I'll put this in Monday, and I will also start adding these event types in there for you all. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're here to answer and help in any way we can.
Oh,
Have a
sorry,
great
one more.
Perfect. Thank
One
you.
more
Yeah.
for you. One more
Yeah,
for you,
you give
Mary.
me.
Can
Thank
you
you.
tie this to the scheduler?
Ties in, you mean if you come in here and, because I'm not very good with schedules, so don't laugh at me.
Well, that way,
There's
that
a
way it auto
shift board.
populates the roster. Yeah, that way, like if there's event type. So today, say there was a pub ed, it would, and I just hit 51. It's going to auto populate the personnel from there.
Oh, yes, yeah. I don't know why I keep hitting training. I'm in training mode. So if you come in here and you're adding this information, let me do it. No, okay. It's gonna be put some stuff in here. If you click on schedule and say like the 7th, it gives you more options then, and you can start really narrowing it down. Of course, I chose one that didn't have anything. But yes, you can. You can add from schedule, yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's all I needed. I'm done with you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, have a great day, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.